happened to my music? What happened to my music? It won't let me play it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Interesting. Good morning. I really enjoyed this song. It's like it's always in my head. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is day. You can probably see a little bit of my altar behind me that way. That way. Good morning. It is day 40. It is day 40. And I was listening to this song that I love by George Benson that I kept telling y'all was in my head. But I feel like the Facebook gods are like, no, we won't even let you play the song this morning. God, it is day 40. Let me grab the book. Yes, we are done. 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 With the prosperity plan, not with me. Nope. But we are finished. It's the end. If you've been following along each day, give yourself a pat because it's not easy to do something for 40 days. And thank you for joining me for 40 days of this. I'll continue to be on here. Why is it my stuff is not mixing very well these past few days? Thank you for joining. All right, that's better. All right, let me get into the statement. This is statement 10, day 40. Let's get at it. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, and I place my entire focus on God within as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs, as the substance of all things visible. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, and I place my entire focus on source energy within me as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs, as the substance of all things visible. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. I don't know if there's anything else that needs to be said. As you know, I don't have anything planned when I come on in the morning. And by the way, this is from the Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. This is what I was using these past 40 days to do this abundance plan that if you're just joining, you don't know, I've done it for, this is my 4th year doing it. And each year that I do it, I see shifts in my own financial affairs and the things that I do in the way that I move in the world. And this year, the shifts were humongous. And I don't think just for me, just for everyone. And as I say that, I want to say for 2020, this is not a shit year. It's a shit year to us because it was inconvenient. It was a shit year to us because there was so much death. But in reality, and again, I say this as someone who lost someone to COVID this year. These ebbs and flows are part of our human experience. You know, in the United States in particular, we have been so shielded from so much of what other countries deal with on a regular basis. You know, bombings, loss of life. You know, we thought 2020 was a shit year. Imagine being a Palestinian. Imagine living in Rwanda during the time when they were having their uprising. Like, you think this year was bad. There are people who live this type of thing for years. countries where there are no vaccinations for illnesses that we have been vaccinated for here, where they're always losing people. And so we have to keep this in human perspective. This was a year for many of us to wake the fuck up. 2020, clear vision. This was a year where white people, for the most part, the pink folk, were able to see what's really under the blanket of the bed of America. This was the year when we realized just how important our loved ones actually are. This was the year when we realized that maybe all of the material items we thought were so important are really inconsequential. And this was a year where and this is all if we choose to, you could choose to see it as a shit year, by the way. But this is the year, if you choose to see it as the year where you understood the value of every sunrise, every sunset, hugs. Maybe before this year, you just, yeah, whatever. But now we long for that. When we begin to view things not as just our egoic self, and we see ourselves as this part of source energy, and we see ourselves as part of this unfolding experience of humanity, life takes on a different meaning. When you're thinking of only your existence in a very self-centered manner, this could all feel like shit. When you consider that you are, whether you like it or not, you are part of a collective unfolding of the history of humankind, it's different. Because you touch people's lives in different ways, and you have no idea how someone's life you touched that day, the ripple effect that it has down the line. So you are part of a collective. When you begin to see yourself as part of that collective, and understanding that you are also an individualized piece of source energy, you start to move different. You start looking at your own individual life different, but you also start looking at how you connect differently with others. This is what also causes an expansion in your abundance. That connection to others. This is not a shit year. This was a year where I made more money in my business than I did last year. This was a year when I grew up. This was a year when I stopped being the damsel in distress. This was a year when I decided I did not want to be a codependent addict anymore. This is the year that I was finally able to put some relationships that I had to rest. This was the year that I found a relationship that has been probably the healthiest relationship I've ever experienced thus far. And it feels interesting to experience that type of health. This is the year where I stepped fully into who I am unapologetically, regardless of who might have found it odd or strange. Polyamory and BDSM and kink and being a dom and just being sensual and, wanting to teach more about orgasms and sex magic and all of that. It's really about how you're choosing to see the year. And that's true even with how you choose to see your abundance. How do you choose to see it? Because it is a choice. We keep thinking we don't have any choices, and that's all we have every single day, every minute, every hour of the day are choices. So how are you going to choose to see this year, and how are you going to choose to see your life? You can choose to see it as this consistent, constant, abundant unfolding because of the law of prosperity and action that flows through you. And if you don't get what you want, it doesn't mean that the laws aren't working. It just means that perhaps that desire that you had is actually not in alignment with what needs to unfold in your life. That's all. Because sometimes our ego wants things, but what's in alignment for us is different. And that doesn't mean don't have the desires and the wants, as it says, right? Any unfilled desires, but again, remember, it's a walk together. Wants and desires, but walking with your soul's purpose. And so 2020 has actually really turned out to be a great year. A great year. Like all the other years. So tomorrow, I will post this on my wall again. Tomorrow I am doing an event. I'll see if I can post the link here in this post as well. I'm doing an event called Make Love, Not War. And it'll happen in the evening when everyone is starting to feel all stressed over whatever the outcome is going to be of this particular election. Whoever wins, I'm still making my moves like that. I don't use that as a determining factor to decide how I'm supposed to live my life. But I'm going to be doing an event to get people to not be so glued to the stress of. Hopefully, y'all aren't stressed. I really hope y'all aren't stressed. But to get people not to be so glued to the television at that time, I will put the link in the comments there. I think there's a love donation. I'm not sure. I'm one of the people involved, but I'm not like hosting it. I'll put that there. It's November. What else is happening? There's a full moon ritual tonight in the Sensual Energy Coven. You still have a little bit of time to get in. If it's 9 p.m. Eastern, this is a membership group. You're more than welcome to cancel your membership at any time, but you have to be a member in order to be a part of the rituals. So that's happening tonight, and I'm excited about that. And let's see what else is happening. Solstice Alchemy will begin. It's my 40-day program. Excuse me, burping. That will happen starting in mid-December because we begin kind of around the solstice, right around the solstice. I try to plan it right around either a solstice and or new moon. So I have to look and see what the dates are for somewhere in between that. But Solstice Alchemy will begin in December. It's my most accessible program. I created it thinking about people like me when I didn't have any money and I wanted to make some major shifts in my life. And so after doing this book the first year, I created Solstice Alchemy and made it extremely, extremely, extremely accessible. So that will go up. I'll probably start talking about that the 1st of December. And it's 40 days. I don't know what the format will be yet. It's different every year. So you just got to join and find out. And that's it. Oh, also in the coven, we're starting Yoni Devotion probably next week. This excites me. This one excites me. It's been brewing in me for some time, and eventually I will bring it to the public, but for right now it's just for the women in the coven. And it's just just makes my clitoris really happy. Sorry, I'm so excited about it. So so we're doing that in the coven as well, probably after this week. Um and then I'll bring it to the public maybe beginning in January or February. I'm not sure yet. Well, February sounds good. Maybe around Valentine's Day. All right, that's it. That's all for today. It's Monday, it's moon day. It's the third day of the full moon, still full moon energy. If you didn't get a chance to do something or celebrate something or release something, and we'll be doing both in the coven tonight. It's for women. I've had some men ask me if they can join. No, but if you are a man, you can book a bodywork session with me because I am starting that up again. I miss doing it. I always end up coming back to it. Um, and so you can DM me. You can also go to my website, Central Energy Alchemy, and learn more about it. But I'm very excited to get back into body work with men. That is it for today. Um, Thank you for coming along this ride with me. I appreciate it, and I'm still gonna go live. It just won't be focused on the abundance book. So I will see you tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, go have a fucking abundant day. Bye.